We have, amongst us, the young, dynamic entrepreneur, Mr. Nikhil Kamath. Nikhil is India's youngest billionaire and a co-founder of Zerodha, the country's largest brokerage platform. As they say, investing works, but it needs to be intelligent investing. And these are the skills imperative to equip ourselves when it comes to the business realm. We are so grateful to have Nikhil to take time to share the valuable insights and help us understand investments better.
So we started broking, we were transparent, different, cheaper, did very well over the last 11, 12 years that we've been in broking. So we became an NBFC a few years ago. We started an incubator, a venture capital firm focused on fintech companies. And about 2 years ago, we started a very niche asset management company called True Beacon, which is focused on ultra HNIs.
So the equity market is not forgiving, they say, right? And they say it teaches you humility. If you can shed some light on this.
So if you're very risk averse and you want to make small pockets of income every month, which is consistent, I would recommend really looking up quant trading and what you can gain from it. If your investment horizon is really long, fundamental is a better approach for you. 50 is an index of the 50 largest companies in India, and this has returned more than 11.5% in the last 10 or 20 years.
Question, what do you think about valuation, Nikhil? And do you have like a preferred valuation framework to assess the attractiveness of an investment?
Markets are fairly forward-looking. Whatever is happening today and the valuations of today do not reflect what is happening in companies today, but the perception of the future. The Indian investor often misses out on is diversification. Should have tax-free bonds. So you have to value one asset class relative to other. In the world that we sit today, sure, equity is expensive, but the other options one has at hand are even more expensive. So real estate becomes a bad option. Gold is not an option. The reason why equity is getting so much prominence of late is the liquidity aspect of it. I would say in your portfolio, 20% tax-free bonds that we spoke about earlier, and definitely 30 or 35% equity depending on your income profile, your age profile, and your risk profile, which in the remaining percentage, in the remaining 40-45%, I would recommend a combination of real estate. I like investing in startups and companies which are moonshots, you know.
In another context of valuation, recently Zomato had its IPO debut, and during that time, India's big bull Rakesh Jhunjhunwala was asked whether he bought Zomato shares, and his response was very interesting, I thought. He said that one need not go to every party in town because the hangover comes only the next morning, right? So what is your view of this, Nikhil?
For a company which lost 3,000 crores last year to be valued at 90,000 crores, it does seem like a bubble. A lot of what is going on right now is bubble territory, frothy territory. Be cautious, be diversified, hedge adequately, and keep some cash and tax-free kind of stuff in your portfolios. The key for me is risk to reward. If on the trades when I am profitable, I make 5%, but on the trades when I lose money, I lose 4%, that makes me happy. The key is to make sure your winning trades make more and your losing trades lose less. I think that's another important lesson, the importance of having a stop loss. Key is to make more of a profit in the ones that do well and less of a loss in the ones that do badly. So if you have a stop loss, if you say, 10%, 15, 20%, whatever, which will limit your maximum downside when things do not go your way. But on the top, you're waiting for a 50% gain to book a profit. That will make the risk reward move in your direction. And that's a very important element of trading.
So how do you avoid the noise and pick what is right for you, especially in terms of investing?
When you think about it logically, if I knew what company will go up that consistently, I wouldn't be wasting my time on TV or sending messages to people or selling tips to different kind of people. Don't buy, don't plagiarize, don't buy off anybody else's research, because research which is freely available out there or free advice is generally bad advice. I like sticking to large cap companies only.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank our guest, Nikhil Kamath. He shared so much with all of us today. We've taken many key takeaways from today's session, and while some of us might be too old to hope to become young billionaires, we definitely will aspire to be billionaires, of course.